Find out who you are. Find your passion, bro. Find your passion. You'll never work a day in your life. Bro, I used to literally grow up listening to this advice all the time. And it actually started to piss me off. Because when I first heard it when I was young, I don't know, like fucking 12 or 13 years old, right? I'd be like, yeah, man, that's so true. I need to find out who I am. I need to find my passion. And then, I'll be happy forever. And I'll just work my fucking passion forever. And I'll be rich. And I'll be all good and shit. Brother, the fuck do you mean find your passion, find your purpose? Do you know how fucking hard that is? Like, I don't know if, I'm not saying it was, but I don't know if maybe back in the boomers days when they were growing up, it was much easier to find your passion or something. I don't know. If anything, it should be way easier for us since we have access to the internet, right? And we can basically scour anything. But bro, finding your passion these days, or finding your purpose, I should say, because passions are easy, but purpose is different. It's a lot easier said than fucking done, right? And I think I think the most optimal way to do that, I should say, is choosing your identity. Because I'm not going to lie, I always thought, I've said this in a few previous videos, but I always thought your identity was just something that it was just something that existed. It was something you had no choice over. It was just who you were. You just act a certain way. Your personality is just a certain way based on your experiences, based on your memories, based on how you were brought up, based on, I don't know, any trauma that you might have or any successes you may have. That was your personality, and that's just how you were. And you were just supposed to accept it, and you were supposed to relish in it, right? That sounds pretty nice. It's totally fine, right? I didn't realize until like the last few months, you can literally just choose who you want to be. And I know how silly that sounds when you say it like that, but I don't mean like I'm going to choose to be a video editor or I'm going to choose to be a gym goer. No, I mean, you can choose everything. You can choose to be like the perfect version of yourself. And honestly, I'm going to show you how. And it's not an easy task and it's actually kind of boring. But what we have to do, you have to go on to either get like a notepad. If you have a pen and paper, that's great. If you want to do it on your phone, that's fine. A computer's fine as well. I do find these things usually go a bit better on pen and paper, maybe because when you're writing it out, it reinforces it in your brain. I don't actually know, but I feel like on a pen and paper, it does go better, but it's fine to do it on the computer as well, right? And you are going to write out any attributes or traits that you think would make you the perfect version of yourself, right? So, I'll give you exactly what my ones. Well, I'll give you a few of my ones anyway, not all of them, right? But I'm going to say rich. I know, very materialistic. Boo, boring, but rich, right? Well, actually, I didn't say rich. I said financially secure, right? I don't care about being rich, but financially secure is very important to me, right? So financially secure. Financially secure, in shape. Now that's very subjective. I don't want to be jacked, but I do want to be toned, right? I don't want to be like overweight, right? I want to be lean is law, and I want to be strong, right? So in shape, my idea of in shape is like semi-jacked or lean. Confident. I don't want to be this fucking awkward, nervous guy tripping over his words anymore, right? I want to be a confident guy, right? Clear-headed as well, which I think kind of goes hand in hand with confidence, right? Clear-headed, present, good listener, good conversational skills, right? I want people to enjoy talking to me, not in an arrogant way. I don't want to be like, oh, everyone wants to be around me. I just want people to think that they had a good time when they chat to me, right? And that I actually listened to them and like actually paid attention to the things they were saying. I would like people to think that. So there's 4. Let's just stick with those 4 for now, because then it makes it a lot easier for the example, right? Now, what you're going to do, once you have a few traits, as many as you need to recognize the ideal version of yourself, we can now reverse engineer the habits that you need to implement to your life to get where you need to go. So, very easy one. Let's go for in shape. Now, I'm pretty sure I don't need to spell out how to get in shape for you guys. I think everybody in the world knows how to get in shape, right? 2 main habits. One is the gym. Any routine, I'm not going to lie, as long as you are consistent, the routine doesn't really matter that much. I'm going to be real with you. As long as you're consistent, you can basically do whatever routine you want. As long as you're hitting every single muscle every week, you can basically just do whatever routine you want. I do push-pull legs because I like going to the gym. So gym routine, push-pull legs, 6 days a week, a little bit of cardio, and then good diet. Boom. Just like that, you follow those habits for half a year, most likely you are going to be in shape, right? So now I know 2 habits that I need to implement to my life is gym routine and better eating. That's 1 out of 4. present, good listener, mindful. This one is relatively obvious as well, but it just means being clear-headed, right? Now, how do we achieve that? Meditation is a very good way of doing that. Also, reading books, surprisingly. Reading books just really dials in your focus so that you're not drifting off as much during conversations, which is the same thing that meditation does. That's why I say they always, for me, I feel like they kind of go hand in hand. I have no science to back this, but I feel like they do go hand in hand in just making you focus more, right? So yeah, I'm going to say reading and meditation. Now we have two more habits that we can implement to gain like presentness, I could call it. I didn't really know the right word to use there, but presentness, I guess, right? Something like that anyway. So now we have two more habits. So now gym, diet, reading, meditation. We now have 4 new habits that we can implement to our lives, right? Now, the demon in disguise, the elephant in the room, young moolah, baby, money. If we want to be financially secure or, rich, whatever you want to call it, then we are going to need a high income skill. So now we can find a skill that we're very interested in. For me, it was something like video editing or kind of just video production in general, to be honest with you, like probably something to do with YouTube or like working for a YouTuber. Just develop some sort of high income skill. Now, I can't tell you what income skill was going to be beneficial to you. This is something you just kind of need to figure out on your own, right? For me, it was video editing, and not just video editing, but also mostly video editing, but also like content creation in general, and just kind of learning and understanding how YouTube works, like the YouTube algorithm, and just learning all of this stuff. Now, I do want to just say this channel has nothing to do with any of that. This channel is literally just me talking into a microphone and uploading it, and it's really like tranquil. I absolutely love having this channel. It's just kind of like speak to myself in a way. I'm basically speaking to my old self in these videos, which is exactly why I'm making this video in particular, because I wish I knew this like years ago, right? So anyway, a bit of a tangent there, but a high income skill, something that is very important. Or of course, you can just get a high paying job as well. I'm sure if you do get a job that is in the upper echelon of pays, then you will be absolutely fine. I just can't speak from experience there because I've never had like a high paying 9-to-5 job. And honestly, surprisingly, most of my friends that do have good 9-to-5s also complain about being poor, which is quite surprising to me. But hey, well, I can't speak from experience there, but I think just learning a high income skill is just very important in general. I don't know, coding, video editing, like, you know what you're interested in, right? I can't tell you what you're interested in, so that's something you have to figure out. So the last one was confidence. Now, this is a scary one, right? Confidence is a scary one. There was a reason I said confidence, and it's because confidence is not something you can just grind like a video game skill like these other ones, right? You can't just meditate every day. You can't just go to the gym. You can't just eat healthier. You actually need to go out and just put yourself in uncomfortable social situations to gain confidence, right? Now, I'm quite fortunate because at my fast food job, I see a lot of regulars, I see a lot of people, a lot of the same faces, and I can literally just strike up a conversation with them and talk to them as much as I want. And that kind of gains social skills for me. So again, I'm quite fortunate in that regard. If you don't have a job where you have to converse with like random people, then look, man, you're just going to have to go out and fucking chat to people. And I know it's very uncomfortable, trust me, I've been there, but it's just something you got to do, right? But the thing is, while it may seem uncomfortable at first, I just have to get this point across. You don't realize how easy it is once you actually start talking. And once you say one thing to someone, you can very quickly understand whether they want to talk or not. I've had so many like unbelievable is the wrong word, but like unbelievable situations at work where like I've just started talking to someone and bang, conversation just starts flowing like crazy. And I'm literally sitting there thinking, this is such a fucking great chat. I can't believe I've never spoken to this guy before, right? So now, while I'm not extremely consistent with this, one thing that I try to do at work just to gain a bit more confidence or just a bit more like social skills in general is every time some customer comes in and it's quiet, so it's not too busy or anything, I always try to learn something from that customer, right? Regardless of who they are, regardless of if I think they are nice or not, regardless of their, I don't know, whatever. I always try and learn something. I always try and get them talking a little bit. And it's just every single time just levels up my social skill just a little bit, right? Just a little bit. But you imagine now I do that every single day. Before you know it, literally a few months later, bang, I'm just way more confident in general. Like, I can't believe how many times I thought to myself, oh, this guy doesn't want to chat, or this girl doesn't want to chat. And then I start talking to them, and then the conversation just starts flowing, and it's just such a liberating feeling. Like, wow, all those like insecure thoughts I was having about these guys not wanting to talk to me was literally just my brain sabotaging me for no reason, and they're actually loving it. Like, they actually really enjoy having this chat. So That's another thing you can do for confidence. Now, they're just 4 things. I do have more on the list for myself, but I'm not going to go over every single one of them. But now, because of those 4 things, we have a bunch of habits: gym, diet, meditation, reading, striking up conversation with random people, and learning a high income skill. Now, if we implement these habits to our lives on a weekly basis, because you don't have to do them every single day. This is one misconception I had, is that you have to do these habits every single day. As long as the habits are in your routine, most days of the week, it's fine to have 1 or 2 days off, but you're consistent with them. Guess what? You will inevitably become the person that you are like envisioning. Like, there's no way you couldn't, because you've just reverse engineered the whole thing. Like, that's the best thing to do, is just reverse engineer the type of person you want to be. Or let's make it even easier. Let's say you have a role model in life, right? I don't really know. Are there famous? Do people still care about celebrities and stuff? I don't fucking know. But let's say you know someone, right? Maybe you know like a YouTuber, or I don't fucking know. You know someone that you want to be, right? Just look at their life, right? And if they're famous, they probably have a lot of their life story on there on the internet. And just see what they did. See the habits they implement, see what their advice is, and just follow what they did. And if you follow the same path, how would you not lead to the same place? It doesn't make sense, right? Of course, you're going to end up in the same sort of area if you follow the same habits and the same trajectory. That's just like simple maths in a way, right? So that's what you got to do, man. Reverse engineer the type of person that you want to be. Implement the habits. Give it at least a year. Do these habits for a year continuously, or like consistently, I should say, and reap the rewards, brother. Reap the rewards. Like, wait and see. Like, I'm going to be literally celebrating this exact thing in like a year's time. So I hope that helps. I really do. And once again, this has been your boy, big old fucking Jimbo. And I'm peacing out once again. Wow, 12-minute video. Jesus Christ. I really didn't think this was going to take that long, but I'm peacing out once again. Peace.
You are faster than ever.